I am Camille Clark, the Associate Director for Family Engagement. It is just a coincidence that we both have burgundy on, but I think we look lovely. All right. So a brief overview and agenda for today. I do have a video that I would like to play for you all, and then we will do our discussion and lessons learned around that video. I'll talk through some more tips to support your eagle, and we'll do a little bit of a wrap up. I do want to add a note here. The video I am going to play is about 7 minutes long. If that feels like a little bit long for you, you're welcome to join a different session if you'd like. Or if you're able to sit through it, that would be great, because we're going to talk more about it and the lessons that you can glean from it. So I'll go ahead and get that started. And then I'll just want to make sure that, are you all able to hear the video? Oops.
If it's playing right now, I don't think we can hear it.
Yeah, I can't hear it.
Okay. That's all right. I'm gonna stop sharing. Let me share my sound here. Okay, we should be good now. So I'll play that again.
Yes, sir. Hey, don't get lost, all right?
Okay.
All right, cool. Hey, what do I need again?
Garlic bread.
Right, get the
Texas
one.
toast.
Yeah, not the one with the cheese.
Okay.
Just straight garlic bread.
All right.
All right, big boy status.
You don't need experiments.
All right. See you soon.
He doesn't know it, but I'm gonna be telling him and just shadowing him and making sure that he's okay. He's on the elevator right now. I'm running down the back stairway and I'm just gonna follow him to see if he follows all the instructions I've been giving him throughout the years on how to be safe out here in these city streets.
All right, there he goes crossing the street by himself.
Sorry, I'm pausing the share. I had some thoughts. I'm going to share my second screen. That should be a little bit better for you.
All right, I'm watching him. See him running? There he goes. He's right there by himself, crossing the street. All right, big boy status. Big boy status. He does not know I'm behind him. He doesn't know I'm behind him. I can't be seen. I can't let him see me. Okay, he did it. He entered the supermarket. He just went in the supermarket. He's by himself. Doesn't know. Everybody's watching me. They think I'm being creepy right now. You don't know where to look. You're lost. We'll figure it out. That's what life is about. All right, let's see if we figured it out. Still looking. Doesn't know where to look. Thank you. Found it. Did he figure it out? I don't know. He's looking something up. He's doing something. He found the garlic bread. He was a little distorted. Reason why, I told him to grab a certain brand, but he figured it out. He grabbed another brand, and He tried to call me, but I couldn't answer because I was busy recording him. But now I am going to stand over here while he pays at the cash register, and I'm going to wait for him to finish paying. And then I'm going to follow him back home to make sure that he crosses the street safely. He doesn't talk to strangers. I had to find the right, I had to position myself where he can't see me.
So I'm
when
gonna
he walks
pause
out
the
of the store.
video here. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. Essentially, the rest of that video is he does follow his son back to the apartments, lets his son know, hey, I was keeping an eye on you, but commends him for a job well done. So I will stop here and ask, what are some things that you can learn from that video? How does that relate to your students' college experience? Any thoughts?
We need to let them experience it and not do it for them.
Thank you. Our students can problem solve and figure things out. Wonderful. Learn to let go. These are great things. Make sure your kids know how to go to the store well before going to college. Yeah, that's definitely true. There is a show on Netflix called Old Enough where there are actually toddlers who are going to the grocery store on their own. So yeah, that is definitely one of those adulting skills that folks need just as a part of life in general. It is scary for parents sending them away for the first time, but they will be okay. Yes, and if Old Enough can do it, our kids too. Yeah, that's great. So I will share the presentation again. We've talked through some wonderful lessons. Thank you. And our first one is that you've done a great job up to this point. I want you to trust that you have raised them well. I want to make sure that you all are celebrating the work that you've put in at this point. It's easy to wonder if you've taught them enough or if they're going to remember what you've taught them over the years, but know that they have a community of resources here to support them. And so all they have to do is reach out for help if they need it. Lesson number 2, it's okay to watch from a distance. So, you know, when you're teaching your kid to ride a bike and you're holding on, but then you don't tell them when you've actually let go, that's actually what watching from a distance looks like. So you'll have to find the balance of knowing that they have your support, but also giving them the space to practice their independence. Obviously, that's not something that happens overnight. It's a gradual process, and it'll definitely involve some communication between you and your student on how you want that relationship to look like. Lesson number 3, you will get the call when something isn't working out. So in this video, we saw that the son actually called his dad on FaceTime because he wasn't able to find the bread that he needed. Now, I'm not asking you to ignore that call like dad did in this video because he was filming, but you will get the call that something's, you know, maybe a little bit off. Maybe it's a conflict with a roommate or a bad grade, or your student is having a hard time adjusting on campus. Resist the urge to jump in and solve the problem. You may get that call, but it's really good to give them a chance to figure things out. Ask them what they've tried and what their result was. Lesson number 4, your eagle is capable. Let them show you what they can do. So this relates a lot to lesson number 2. Your students can and will figure this out, just as the son did in the video. Your student will be making decisions that work best for their journey. Lesson number 5, your student may get different garlic bread, but it will still be delicious. So as your student figures out who they are, the journey may look different than what you expected. The end result may look different than what you expected. There could be new academic interests. So your student could pick up a new major or a minor. They may find a new love, new hobbies, new activities. All of these things could be different than maybe what you expected or what you thought, but they will still cross that stage in 2027. And then finally, lesson number 6, don't forget to give clear, positive reinforcement when your student succeeds. So I paused the video a little bit early because I'm sure you all got the gist, but like I said, he really gave lots of reinforcement when his son got back to the apartments. He said, hey, you did it. I'm really proud of you. You crossed the street. You made your own decision on the bread. You got a little treat for yourself as well. So it's really important to celebrate those small wins with your student as well. So don't forget, with students, it could be anything. Maybe they're making new friends on campus. Maybe they did well on an exam, or they finally took time to sit down and meet their professor. This helps to build confidence in our Eagles. So that's something that's going to grow and compound with them over time. So I do want to share a few additional tips from current Eagle families that they wanted to share with our incoming families. One is attend family weekend. I do have the dates on a future slide, so you'll be able to take those down or, snag a picture of the screen if you'd like. But family weekend is a really good opportunity to learn a little bit more about your students' college experience. And so I highly recommend it. You may hear your students say something along the lines of, oh, don't bother coming to family weekend. No one else is going to bring their parents or their guardians or their caregivers. But I can tell you that is false. We do have students who, make sure that their families come. So it's a great opportunity for you to take part in their college experience. We'll have tours, open houses. We have a president's welcome that Saturday. We'll have some music, food, lots of really great activities, and we'll have all of that posted on our website. Step number 2, show them you care. And I know that this is kind of a no-brainer, but what I mean in the sense of a little bit of care goes a long way. So it doesn't have to be a fancy, elaborate care package. You could send a note, a card, anything to just let them know that you're thinking of them. It really does go a long way for our students. If your student has a chronic health need, now is the time to plan. I know we had a session today on managing chronic conditions, but if your student is one of those folks, this is a great time to start working on that. And so making sure that you are able to register for accommodations through the Academic Support and Access Center, working with the Student Health Center as well. Attend the webinars and give your Eagle wings to fly. So our office actually hosts webinars throughout the academic year that give you tips and skills to best support your student through various transitions. We do these in partnership with campus partners across the university. So we'll be posting those on our website as well for the fall, and you'll be able to register and attend. And then the last tip is set expectations that it won't all be perfect. There may be an adjustment period. So college is not always like we see in movies and TV. There is going to be a transition. There is going to be some adjustment involved. The amount of time that adjustment takes is going to be relative and very specific to your student. Sometimes it just takes, a few weeks to get adjusted. Sometimes it takes a little bit more, maybe months or even a semester. It's all relative, but your student will adjust in due time. I wanted to share that we are actually holding a webinar next week, Building Critical Adulting Skills. It's more than just doing laundry. So one of the things that we noticed in registrations for New Eagle Essentials is that a lot of our families had concerns about their students' ability to ask for help. So I want to let you know that this session actually helps with that. It's going to help talk about some of the critical life skills that students need just as a part of their adult life. So these are great things to impress upon them before they leave for college. There are a ton of things here. I'm not going to read them specifically, but just a lot of different skills that you can be talking with your student about. It's going to be hosted by Dr. Andrea Brenner, who is actually the former faculty director of the University College program at AU. She's also the author and creator of the Talking College card deck, which has a lot of great discussion prompts that you can have with your student before heading off to college. I will put the link for this webinar in the chat in just a second. I want to get to our last slide, and then I'll eventually stop sharing my screen here so I can address anything in the chat. But we are the Office of New Student and Family Programs. Our website is listed here on top. You can also follow us on Facebook. We send out family newsletters 1 to 2 times a month. We've been sending the orientation weekly for all of our incoming families, but our regular newsletter is the family update, and we'll start sending those out in August. We also have live webinars. As I've mentioned, these are great to learn a little bit more about how to best support your student through a variety of transitions. We have dedicated staff such as myself and Karen. You've probably also met Amanda today and Amy as well. And then that is our email address, auparent@american.edu. I think I skipped over the dates for Family Weekend. Those are October 13th through the 15th. So I want to make sure everybody got a good image of this screen or the links that they need. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I want to check the chat here. Should the student as well as the parents? No, this is just for families. So you'll want to come as a parent, and let me grab that link for you. There we are. You may have already registered for this, and if you did, that is great. But I want to put that in the chat. Okay, can you please share any common issues new students figuring out, medical, laundry, etc.? So I do see we have one parent who provided a little bit of an answer there. I would say common issues. Sometimes it can just be finding their fit socially. And again, that takes a little bit of time. Katie, do you want to share anything that you've noticed like students struggle with? And I can add some more as well.
I mean, yeah, sure. I'm Kaylee. I'm a upcoming sophomore at AU, so I just went through everything your students are going to go through. So I know a lot of people who did like struggle to kind of like find their like friend group or niche. I found mine in part through like orientation and stuff, but also just kind of like walking around campus and finding people. I think my roommate and I think one of our like the funniest struggles we ever had our first week was trying to figure out how to do our laundry. Because even if your student knows how to do your laundry, it's not like, it's a little different at the school because you got to get a certain app and everything. So I think we literally sat in a laundry room like for like 10 minutes, like trying to figure out how it worked. I don't know. It's a lot of different things like that, just like the different adjustments.
Yeah, and if your student may not be as familiar with using public transportation, that could certainly be a challenge as well. Do know that we have some orientation leader sessions going on about mastering the metro. And, you know, if they're still trying to find their way after that, I highly recommend they take some time with their roommate and go explore the metro. They have a U-Pass, which is wonderful. We do have a couple of questions about Family Weekend. So the Friday of Family Weekend, October 13th, we will have a mix and mingle session that starts from 4 to 6. Before that, we will have some tours, open houses. So I think most families usually get to campus around, I would say, maybe 12:30, 1 o'clock, because that's when some of our programming starts. So again, like the 1:30 to 4 o'clock block is full of tours, workshops, open houses. We'll make sure to post that schedule on our website so you know what you can take part in. We'll also, of course, have schedules at check-in. And then kind of our big signature event that night is our mix and mingle from 4 to 6. There's also a concert that would be happening later on that evening. And so that'll mainly be Friday. If you're looking for a time to come, again, I would say like 12 or 12:30 would be great. Let's see. I'm just looking. Are Parents Weekend the same date as fall break? Yes, they are. So that fall break is Friday. We think it's okay in the sense that your student can't say that they're busy with class. So it's a great opportunity to check out the campus and learn a little bit more about it without the hustle and bustle of classes going on. So if your student wants to stick around, I think it's still a great time to do that. Let's see, I'm just checking to see. I think we should have the link to Mastering the Metro, so we'll be able to post that as part of our orientation playlist. And I just want to make sure I'm getting everyone. Do we need to pre-register for each family event, or are they all walk-in? So we'll have a registration that we'll be launching in August, which will have a breakdown of any events that you need to register for. We may not have every single tour and every single open house there. Those are kind of more of our walk-in things, but you'll know what you need to register for in our registration link. I'm also just gonna post this link in the chat for you. I know we've had a lot of questions about move-in, and you may have gathered all of this in the housing session, but I want to make sure if you've got questions regarding fall move-in, you can check that link there. It's got a lot of details for you, including a packing list of what to bring and what not to bring. Are there any other questions I can answer for folks in our last 2 minutes together? I'm just heading back up in the chat to see.
We have about 2 minutes left in this session, about 2 minutes left.
Thank you. I think there are a number of apps that students should download in order to be on top of life at AU. Is there an app list? That's a great question. One app that is immediately coming to mind for me is MySSP. And I'm going to see if I can pull that up really quick. It's through the Center for Wellbeing and Psychological Services. I'm going to put that link in the chat for you. So I just dropped a link to the Center for Wellbeing Programs and Psychological Services. You'll notice down in the very bottom right-hand corner, there is a MySSP app that students can download, and that's great for just mental health. It provides solution-focused, culturally informed support for students in DC. They can find community referrals for mental health and receive ongoing support as well. Yes, and then we're getting some other apps posted in the chat as well.
These are all the apps I use at school, and there's a lot more that I probably should download but refuse to.
I will also share the Rave Guardian app as well. That's a really good safety app to have. I'm gonna try to link the AU Public Safety chat in the next 45 seconds. If I can't get to it fast enough, if you just Google American University Public Safety, that'll take you to their site and students can download the Rave Guardian app.